So, most of you guys, well, not most of you, but there's a select few out there that get along the journey and then start testing themselves, start seeing how strong they are. And that is a battle just not worth fighting. I just don't see the point. What am I talking about? Well, guys that just feel some need to, when they get on streaks, they feel like they just have to look at that porn one more time. They have to go and look at that twerk video. They have to go see what was the latest upload on OnlyFans. All the stuff I told you guys not to do. Okay? I gotta emphasize, you guys can do what you want. Okay? It is your life. But, let me just put this out here. Do you want to go back to your social anxiety? Do you want to go back to being in a room full of people but nobody notices you or even cares to speak to you? Do you want to go back to not even little kids in your family listening to you or taking you serious as an authority figure? Do you want to go back to meeting a girl and the moment you start talking you can see her attraction for you disappearing because you're coming off weird, awkward, and shy? Do you want to go back to having a bunch of skeletons in your closet because you know every single day you are looking at things on your phone or laptop that you're not supposed to? Do you want to go back to just you oozing the feeling that something is wrong with this guy? I don't know what it is, but there's just something about him I don't like. Do you want people to start thinking that way about you again because you can't control your habits? Do you want to go back to possibly losing your woman because you are so needy, overly emotional, and just boring as hell because you don't emit masculinity? Mind you, fellas, these are things that PMO does. That is the point of everything I'm naming. This is everything that every last one of us has gone through when we were living that life. Do you want to go back to having a real nice date with a girl? She come back to your place, she gets naked, and somebody doesn't want to show up to the party? You want to relive that pain again? You want to go through that embarrassment? You want to go back to the days where guys would just walk all over you just because they didn't respect you and they don't even know you? They can just feel the weakness from you? You want to go back to just being a weak guy? I'm not talking about physically. I'm just talking about as a person. That aura you give off is just weak, not worthy of respect. Like I mentioned earlier, not even the kids listen to you. That's what you want to go back to? Go right ahead and test yourself. Go right ahead and fight a battle that is just not worth fighting. And you can bring all of that stuff I just spoke about right back to your life. Now first, let me not be so dramatic. It's not going to happen off of one relapse. Okay? And while I'm at it, let me tell you guys what a relapse is. A relapse is when you willingly look at porn and masturbate to it. Edging, to me, counts as a relapse because your willpower is not there. You are not doing anything to strengthen your willpower. I mentioned porn blockers before. Anything that you can do to stop yourself from looking at porn. None of that stuff is going to matter if your willpower is not being developed. If you're not just creating new habits for yourself. Because you can just as easily take off the porn blocker. It's real easy to do. So that's why I say don't let that be the end all be all. You're going to find a way if you really want to. But why not find a way for something you really want, which is to put away the PMO forever. Find that there is zero reason to test yourself. Because again, that is a battle that is just not worth fighting. What are you going to gain from looking at a twerk video? Why don't you call one of your women over and have them twerk for you? At least you'll get something out of it. Why don't you, instead of feeling like you need company that badly, why don't you just do something else? Take your mind off of things. You gotta find a new hobby, gentlemen. And that really doesn't happen until you put PMO out of your life. You're going to discover new things about yourself. You're going to discover that I'm good at this. Why wasn't I doing this before? Or you're going to go back into something else that you may have read and you may understand it better than you did before. You know, fill up the old time that you spent looking at porn, looking at pictures, edging, masturbating. Fill it up with another habit. A habit is nothing but something that you do all the time. So, get rid of that habit, replace it with something else. Almost anything is better than watching porn and masturbating. No, anything is better than that. Play with your dog. Walk your dog. Go wash the car. Play the PlayStation like I've been saying for these last 4 months being on this goddamn lockdown. Find something else to do. Go for a long ass walk. Because depending on where you live, at least here in New York, there ain't shit to do. Ain't no places to go. I'm personally not going to entertain outdoor dining, but that's another story. Again, I'm not getting into COVID stuff. But you have to break these old habits. Stop testing yourself with these, I just want to take a peek. You're going to fail. Because the moment you want to take a peek, that is your old life trying to say, it's okay. It's just one little peek. Then that little peek turns into, let me see the page. Now you got a whole bunch of pictures you want to look at. Now the curiosity got the best of you. So fellas, just stay the course. There is nothing to be gained by looking at porn. Nothing. Especially when you found yourself on a streak.